Okay, kids, this is the lesson from section 9.2, lesson on an intro to circles, and primarily what we're going to do here is, again, give you a minute or two to copy down these notes, starting with circumference. I'm going to give you a minute to pause the recorder and get everything copied down, and then we're going to go ahead and start with the lesson. So take a minute, hit pause, copy down what you see, and then we'll work on it. We'll scroll it down for you a little bit. Now we define circumference as the distance around a circle. Circumference is very, very similar to finding the perimeter of a polygon. But because circles are not polygons, we use a different word for it, hence the word circumference. And I know you've probably run into these in the past in your math career. There's two formulas for circumference. The one would be C is equal to 2 pi r. R is the radius of the circle. And C is equal to pi times d, the diameter of the circle. And so we can calculate circumference whether we're given the radius or the diameter, because one diameter is equal to 2 radii. That's why we have the number 2 in front of the first formula. Now the arc length, this is probably a new concept for you. The arc length of a circle is the length of the arc that is not completely around the circle. So, in this example here, I'm going to focus in on this right here. If I wanted to find the length of AB, and so what I'm looking for, I want this distance right here around the circle. Well, if we wanted to find the length all the way around the circle, we would use 2 pi r. But because we are given this symbol for perpendicularity, we know that the measurement of angle AOB is only 90 degrees. We know the distance from A to B around the circle is only 90 degrees of the 360 degrees around the circle. And so therefore, AB is only 1/4 of the way around the circle. We only want 1/4 of the circumference. And so instead of 2 pi r, we're going to calculate the length of AB as being 1/4 times 2 times pi times r. And we're going to use 3 1400ths unless they tell us otherwise. And when you multiply those numbers together, you get 12 5600ths inches. 12 5600ths inches. So, to find the measure of the length around the circle, we find how many degrees around the circle we're going, and we use that number divided by 360. If we wanted to know the distance halfway around a circle, we would take 1/2 of the circumference formula. Now, just a couple of notes here. To find the measure of an arc in degrees, we want to know the measurement. Notice this little m in front of AB. So m in front of AB tells us how many degrees we're going around the circle. Just AB with a little symbol over it, and actually they use a half arc, but I couldn't find one on this software, so I'm using this little caret here. When you just see the AB, that's the length of the distance around the circle. And then the final thing we're going to talk about, and then we're going to let you go and come in tomorrow and work on this, is the area of a circle is pi r squared. And of course, r is the radius. And for area, we do use square units. So your answer here is going to be inches squared, feet squared, centimeters squared, and so on. That's what we're doing in class tomorrow. We'll be on pages 374 and 375. If for some reason you're absent tomorrow, you can check Edline for the page numbers and the assignment. Make sure you have these notes copied. If you need to replay back the video, go ahead and do that. And then tomorrow we'll start up with this lesson and probably finish it in the first 25 minutes of class. Thanks for tuning in, kids.